Hey folks, welcome back to Money and Politics. It's a brand new week. We're starting off on Monday, August the 2nd. So brand new week, brand new month. And feel free to follow me on Twitter or to write me if you wish. And hopefully we're going to have a good month. You know, third quarter, humble. And basically, there's not a heck of a lot to talk about Humble today. It went down a couple of pennies. I know a number of you, because you also follow it very closely, are wondering what was that 12 million shares that were set aside? And I'm not going to speculate too much, but it could be that it's being set aside for another deal. And so with what I think is going on with Humble right now is what we hope to do. I think they're building the company, and a number of the things that are probably going on right now are things behind the scenes, not stuff that we can talk about. And so to that end, I think that it's, stuff that we're going to find out in when Brian wants to tell us. One of the things that obviously upset everybody, and I thought this is one of the interesting bit of investment news for the day, but one of the things that upset people was when Humble obviously did its 4-for-1 reverse stock split. Now, one of the big failures of the last number of years in terms of corporations has been General Electric, which used to be the bluest of blue chips. If you didn't know, it was one of the original Dow 30 stocks, and it was the only one of the original Dow 30 stocks that stayed in the Dow Jones Industrial Average since 1896 until about 2 years ago. And then they kicked it out because the mighty had fallen so much. So what's the news? The news is that today, General Electric, instead of being $12, boom, look at that, is at $100. And why is it $100? Because they did, look at the middle of the screen, General Electric gains amid a 1-for-8 reverse split. So today it started trading back in the area of $100 because they did an 8-for-1 reverse split. And there you go. So folks, it's not just Humble, and it's not Brian trying to steal our shares and all this stuff that you've heard over the time. There are legitimate reasons to do reverse stock splits, and it's not just Humble, and it's not just a penny stock. Here it is, General Electric, the bluest of the blue. So I thought that was one of the interesting things. Let's, because today, again, we're in the middle of the summer. We're in the dog days of August now. And one of the things that I am going to show you is, let's take a quick look. Remember the stock BBKCF. Now, this is the company that is a coin. It's big digital assets. And I just wanted to remind you, when I brought this up, here's a clip from when I brought this up on July the 22nd. And we can see that the stock price of big digital assets at that time was basically about $1.02. And where is it today? Today, big digital assets is at $1.21. So we're up about 20% in a short amount of time. If we go back to actually about my birthday, July 19, it was down significantly. I mean, down to about 69 cents. So it's gone up dramatically since that drop off. And again, this is where this is going to be following the prices of the like Bitcoin and the digital currencies, because it is a trading platform for those coins. So if you think that the currency is going to be going up, those coins, and over time, this is a cheap stock in terms you're not paying $50, but at $1.21, it's an inexpensive way, and you can see how dramatically the price has moved. So I wanted to bring that back to your attention. And, you know, I understand not everyone sees every one of my videos, so some of you may not have seen that when I brought that up. Then also, we have a review I reviewed not too long ago, ZYXI. I always ZYXI rather. I'm laughing at myself because I so often just go by the stock symbol, ZYXI. And I hope to do an interview with the CEO on this. Just the other day, they had their earnings call, and I was really waiting for this to come out. And I think that they had a good earnings report. Let me pull this out of here. As we scroll down, you can see in recent quarters, they just barely missed. But here, they now have come out and beat the estimates. And then we'll get the next time they report over in, I think, August. Anyway, the point is I'm just following up. And this has this sold off a bit after the announcement the other day. I thought that was kind of silly. Went down to $13. So there's another one. Not too expensive stock. I think it has a lot of room to grow. And again, this is the one that sells pain relief through mechanical devices that are attached to your body. And then lastly, I'm going to bring up what has been my favorite stock for, frankly, about 3 years. Humble is also one of my favorite stocks, as you all know. But INMD, and I did profile that for you. I actually saw the other day where, unfortunately, I saw it because I was going through video that was sitting on my computer, and I was running out of space, so I had to blow out things I didn't think I needed. And I kind of regret that because I wanted to show you what I did here. But on March the 3rd, I guess I could get it off my channel. But anyway, on March the 3rd, I briefly mentioned INMD. Not as much as I should have. And at that time, it was at $75. So now you see we're just under $115 a share. So again, that's about $40 gain from March, about a 50%, close to 50, 45% gain. So this is another one. So we got Humble, we got BBKCF, we've got ZYXI, and we got INMD. Again, I know this is $115, but I think this is where they are dealing in non-invasive machinery that can sculpt your body, so you don't have to go under the knife to remove bags under the eyes, tighten up the chin. They got products like Skin Tight, and they are also expanding, as I mentioned the other day, into more women's gynecological product line. So I think we could see some real growth here. And you see in green, the revenue numbers growth. That is impressive. As you see those numbers grow, you see the profit, the blue line, going up. That is a good reason to buy. And we just had their second quarter here earnings report come out, and it was another good earnings period. So while it's a $1.15, what if, I'm not saying it's going to be, but what if, just to put this in some context, in 3 years from now, what if InMode was at $500 a share? Would you say, oh man, I'm glad I didn't buy it at 115 when it's then 500 in 3 years? Or would you say, I'm glad I bought it at 115? So when we have, Schwab and the Ameritrade and the others where you can buy without paying a commission, you didn't buy stocks before, folks, in numbers like 1 or 2 or 3. Now you can. So, instead of throwing $115 into a $5 stock or a $3 stock, I think InMode is one of the companies that I think we will see have consistent growth. And when you're betting on vanity, people's vanity, they will tend to find reasons to spend money to make themselves look good, even if we go into a recession, which I don't see that coming in the near term, but even if so. So this is a good kind of a recession. I'm a little reluctant to say recession-proof company because everything can go down, but I think that is a very good company to own. I own it. I have owned it for a while, and I would say you would probably be happy to have this stock and to hold on to it for, 3 or 4 or more years. If you can buy more than 100 shares, or more than one share, I should say, then go ahead and buy more than one share. But that's the story for today, folks. We didn't have any major news coming out. We are going to get on Friday, the jobs report for how much jobs were created in the economy during the month of July. I don't know what the expectations are at this point, so that could move the market on Friday, and we'll have to see. I think, going back to Humble just before I close out, I think what we're going to be looking at there is that we're going to be looking at seeing developments both internally in the company with improvements on the app was what we're going to look at over the next 2 months. And again, I'm in a position where I don't know, so I'm reading between, trying to read between the lines. But the other thing that you could look for, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I think what is probably going on behind the scenes is that they're going to make, I'm guessing, another acquisition because Brian told us that, that he's trying to look for a ticket company. And so I hope he finds one, because I think that could also, as he said, be a real growth area for the company with good profits. So that's kind of where we are on August the 2nd. And I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're going to have a reason to have a big smile on your face by the end of August. I hope our Humble stock price goes shooting up. In the meantime, don't forget these other stocks to take a look at. You don't want to have, no matter how good one company is, you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. You know that. So take a look at these companies. If you have a company that you think is going to be a real winner, let me know what the symbol is, but also tell me why you think it's going to gain. Don't just say, here's the stock symbol, and tell me what you think. Give me a little background on the company. Anyway, with that, folks, have a wonderful night. We'll see you again, I presume, tomorrow night. And in the meantime, take care and stay healthy.